Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to Oklahoma 4X Ride Along. So I'm here this morning. It's been a couple of days since the last video where we put this wheat in. We've had some sunshine. We've had a pretty decent amount of rain. It was rainy most of the morning yesterday morning. Just kind of a drizzle, um, but some appreciable rain. I think the good news is we're going to be able to get our soybeans and our corn planted today over across the road next to the barnyard. I just thought I'd come over this morning and take a look at the wheat that we sowed. Of course, we've got wheat in this field here. We've got wheat in the field over there across the little tree line here. And so far it looks pretty good. Don't have much weed pressure at all, which is a good thing. Let's go have a look at the other field over here. And so yeah, I'm just kind of checking out this wheat, taking a look first thing this morning. We got to get the tractor around. We got to get the planter around. I do have a full pallet of seed in the back of the truck. So that's here and ready to go. I took a little bit of time yesterday while it was raining to kind of rearrange some things around in the barnyard and move some things around. Posted some of the equipment that I'm gonna get rid of over in the yard online. I've had a few bites so far on a few different things, so that's looking promising. I got a couple of people coming later today to look at some of this stuff and maybe kind of get rid of some of it. None of the big items so far, but some of the smaller stuff there has been some interest in like some of these feeders and the corn crib. I think somebody may come and get the corn crib for some kind of, I don't know, some kind of patio decoration or some kind of patio bar or something like, I don't know. Anyways, they're not gonna use it for a corn crib, I know that. But anyways, let's get this going. All right, so first thing first is this thing needs a little bit of maintenance. So let's go ahead and we'll just do this maintenance now and get it out of the way. $355. All right, good to go. We're gonna start this thing up and we are going to put some fuel in it before we get going here. Pull over to the fuel drum, fuel tank. Another $192 in fuel. Alright, let's cycle back here to the, oh yeah, as you can see, I moved the gravity wagon and the Jiffy wagon and the Farm King auger back here. I was kind of tired of looking at it right as I drove in into the driveway, so decided to move it back. Oh, yeah, and something else. So if you guys have been following along in the series, you'll know that I've got a big case 4-wheel drive sitting over there in the equipment row, which is running, but well, I'll say the clutch at least is out of it. But the tractor does run. I've had a mechanic out to take a look at the tractor, and I have decided that I'm going to go ahead and have the dealership come out and pick it up. They've got a big truck, of course, that has a hydraulic winch, so they're going to be able to come and pick that tractor up and take it to the shop. Now, if you'll remember from, I think it was the last video we talked about it, it is going to cost at least, let The mechanic thought it was going to cost at least $2,500, somewhere between $2,500 and $3,500 for parts and labor, depending on what they found when they split the tractor. And then it might be, additional money on top of that, depending on if the clutch was the only problem or if they found other problems once they got into it. So they are going to come and get that. They weren't sure exactly when. I told them, that I wasn't in a real big hurry for it at this point, because I just really would like to have it back before next fall, or before this fall, so that I can use it for my fall tillage. They said that they could probably handle that. Shouldn't be a problem. We'll hop in the truck here and we'll back around so we can get to our seed. Guess I could have turned the light on in the barn here. Okay. Yeah, it's probably close enough. Alright, so first things first, let's take a look at this and see what kind of repair that this thing needs. Oh. What kind of repair that this thing needs. That's interesting. I guess we'll turn F1 on to see if we can see where the repair menu is. We cannot find the repair menu on this thing. I wonder if the pickup's too close. I wonder if that makes a difference. Alright, let's check this out now. It may be because it could have been because the row units were open, I guess. Alright, let's take a look and see how much it's going to cost to fix this thing up. $86. What a bargain. Alright, she's ready to roll. Now, we are going to go back up. And hop back out of the truck. And we will get ready to go plant some corn. We're going to get the corn in the ground because I for sure want to get the corn put in. That is kind of a have to sort of a thing. And the corn is actually going in the smaller field over here. It's going to go over here in field 33, which is just over 17 acres. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this started. Let's get rid of that. Let's see here. If you'll remember from the last video, I used CoursePlay to sow the wheat in both field 34 and 35, and I have to say, CoursePlay did an excellent job with that drill. I don't know if I just got lucky with how I set it up or what exactly happened, but it did a great job. I don't think I ever even had to touch it other than to turn the driver off to go refill the drill. It did not miss a single spot in that whole field. It just really, it did a great job. And so I think I'm going to set this planter up in a similar fashion. I am going to use CoursePlay again because I'll probably do some I'll probably do some time lapse here once we get this thing started. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and set this up so that it starts working on the back and forth first. So we're going to do that. We'll go to course generation. We're up here in 33. Okay. So we're going to go to 33 user. We're going to do a headland, and I think we probably need to do 4. I'm going to try 3. I'm going to try 3, and we'll see how it goes. We're going to do counterclockwise. We're going to start working on the up and down rows. The rest of that should be fine. That should be fine. Gonna bump this up a couple maybe. And we're going to see ending location, current vehicle position. Yes, that's how I set it up. So let's generate the course. And we're starting right down here in this corner and finishing right over here. Okay, we'll see how this goes. I think this should work out okay. The only thing I'm not sure about is how many outside rounds that we're going to need. That I'm not real sure about. So let's go up here. I would like to use the row markers just in case. Where are the row markers? Turn on field activated, yes. Maybe the row markers will be after I start it. Okay. So we're going to start at the first waypoint, and we're going to drive the course. And it's planting. We are planting corn. It's one thing you always want to make sure that you're actually planting the thing that you want to be planting. So let's see if we can get these row markers to work. It's not here. Turning circle working with. We're probably not going to be doing 9 miles an hour in real life. Probably more like 5 maybe at the most with this type of planter. We're going to have the turn speed down. We'll leave it at 6. Ridge markers. Let's activate those and we'll just see what it does when it turns around. Alright, we're going to leave that there for now. Alright, and we'll see how this goes. So, I did mention the other day, I talked a little bit about CoursePlay the other day, but I didn't really mention how I use it in the game. So the way that I use CoursePlay in the game, and I've used it for many, many years in the various different iterations of Farming Simulator. So here's my philosophy on CoursePlay. And if you'll notice up there, CoursePlay is running, doing its thing, but there's no money being subtracted. And the reason, there's a ridge marker. It's not real super accurate, but it's working. So the reason why I don't have any money being taken away up there is that I'm not doing anything else. So the only work that's taking place on the farm right now is planting this corn. Now, obviously I could be doing other things on my computer or whatever else, but there's nothing else, there's no other productivity happening here on the farm. So in other words, I kind of feel like my character is the one in the tractor. Now, if we were running around doing other things, if I was running to the co-op to get seed, whatever, if that was the case and the tractor was still running and CoursePlay was still doing its thing here in the field, well then obviously I have a helper helping. But right now, we are just watching CoursePlay do its thing. No other productive things are happening on the farm, and so that's why I'm not really counting this as, I've got a helper helping me do this, is because there's only one in-game character doing anything right now, and it's me, basically. Now, once I start harvesting and doing some things like that, well then maybe I will need a computer-controlled character to help me do some things. And if that's the case, then I'm going to pay that computer-controlled character. Now, I'm not going to pay it the crazy wages that like the AI characters, like when you use the standard Giants helper. I'm not going to pay it that kind of crazy money, because that's just silly. Again, that's just silly money. But I am going to pay him something. I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to work that yet, but it'll be more than in real life. I'll put it that way. But it's not going to be the crazy Giants universe helper type money, because that's just too over the top. Alright, well, I can see that I'm probably going to want to pull my pickup somewhere closer to the field, because I am definitely going to be doing a lot of refilling of this corn planter. That's one thing about this planter that's not so great, is that it just doesn't hold much seed. And I don't know if those are like 1 bushel boxes, how big those would actually be in real life. They probably are. They're probably 1 bushel boxes. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some thinking, and make sure that the actual game liters that it's telling me is 100% full, is the actual amount that you could put in this planter in real life. Because I know that I think the standard rectangular boxes like these are 1 bushel boxes, and then you can get like an extension for the top of them that basically just slide in, and you basically take the lid off, you slide these down on top of the standard boxes, and it gives you another 1/2 bushel in each box maybe. And then I do believe that the newer style, longer single boxes, I believe they are 3 bushel boxes, or at least that's what they used to be. So I probably got 1 bushel worth of seed in each row, and that's just not that much seed, really. I went back at the end of the last video. I think I mentioned I was going to do it. I did go back and I calculated what the rate was that I was seeding that wheat at, and it did come out to be the 500 liters per hectare, which I thought it was going to be. So I'll probably do the same thing here with corn. I forget what my liters per hectare rate is for the corn. I don't think it's as high as the wheat was. I think it's maybe 400 bushels or 400 liters per hectare, if I remember right. But anyways, I did go back and calculate the wheat rate, and it was right where exactly where I thought it was going to be. And I haven't really looked anymore about the fertilizer rate and figured out exactly what's going on there. If any of you guys have an idea about where the fertilizer rates kind of land with the Precision Farming app, let me know down in the comments, because I would be interested in knowing that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it down and back. Let's see, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. We've made 5 passes so far, and started the 6th at 18%, so should be able to get most of the way back, if not all the way back, I think. I've been doing, there's been some of you that have asked about combines. If you're new to the series, I'll quickly explain. All of my videos that I put out, my other series especially, it's got a story behind it. And the story for this series is that this is my my recently deceased uncle's farm, and I'm basically starting with older junky equipment, because that's the only thing I could keep, because basically the bank got the rest. And I was able to keep the main barnyard here, which is pretty nice, but has its problems. And I was able to keep this field, the field on the other side of the barnyard, and then the 2 wheat fields that we looked at the beginning of the video. That was the land that I was able to keep. My uncle did have some leased lands, but I didn't get to keep any of that. I lost all those leases. So I do want to expand pretty quickly, but I'm running low on funds. So one of the things that I didn't get to keep was my uncle's combine. So I've been looking at combines a lot here recently, because I don't really want to wait till the last minute to try to find a combine. So I've been looking at all sorts of different shapes and sizes and brands, and I haven't really found exactly what I'm looking for yet. Go ahead and stop this. We'll go fill this up, and then we will probably move into the time lapse portion of the video. See if we can get some of this. See if we can get this corn planted. But yeah, what I was saying is I don't have a combine. I need a combine. I'll need a combine before this summer, obviously, and it'll be here before I know it. But I just don't really have a lot of money to spend on a combine. I've been talking with my banker, and I can get about $37,000 worth of an equipment loan for, basically anything I need equipment-wise here on the farm. And I don't currently really need much other than the combine and the associated headers. I do think I would like to have a dedicated grain truck. I think that would be the easiest and quickest way to haul grain. I mean, I know I have a gravity wagon, and I could pull that behind my tractor. It's way too big to try to pull behind my pickup with it loaded with grain, so that's kind of out of the question. But I think I would be better off if I could just find a grain truck somewhere and go that route. So I'm going to be looking. I'm looking for a combine. I've kind of kept my eye open for a grain truck. I feel like that one of those will be fairly easy to find. Um, so, anyways, I've looked at all sorts. I've looked at red ones. I've looked at several different um, models of red ones. Of course, I've looked at the green ones. You know, if I really had my choice, I would probably have a green combine. I'd probably have a John Deere. I'm kind of a John Deere guy. Um, right now, I'm just kind of working with what's the best value. So um, that's just kind of what I have to consider. Um, but if I had my choice, I would probably rather have a John Deere. I think they're good combines. Now, are they any better um, than the rest? I don't know. In some applications they might be. In some applications they might not be. I do know that there's a really good John Deere dealership here in town. So I think that's worth. I think that's worth something. Um, is having good dealer support. Um, but at the same time, the John Deere combines typically hold their resale value very well, um, which is good if you're owning one, but not necessarily that great if you're um, looking to purchase one and don't have a lot of money. So I don't know. If you guys have a suggestion, more suggestions on combines, put it down in the comments. I'd be glad to listen. Uh, if you guys run something interesting on your own farms, like in real life, or your own farms on Farming Simulator, um, shoot me a comment because I'm always open to different things. All right, I think at this point we're going to just do some time lapse and kind of relax. Well, everybody, I think that's just going to about do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go over and unload the seed out of the planter, change the plates, and we're going to go across the barnyard and put in some soybeans. If you haven't done so already and you are enjoying the content, please consider subscribing. And you can also follow me on Instagram, where I will put a post out for every video that's released. Some of you probably know I do make posts on certain Facebook groups for some of my videos, but not all of my videos. So the best way to get notified when a new video is released is either hit the bell notification or start following me on Instagram. So guys, thanks a lot for following along today. I hope to have some good news in the future regarding the sale of some equipment and the repair of some equipment. I hope maybe you learned something today and you found the episode entertaining. So thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you next time.